Joining us now are David Frum, senior editor for The Atlantic, and Barbara McQuade, professor of law at the University of Michigan and a former federal prosecutor. She's an NBC News and MSNBC legal contributor. And Barbara, first to you on this final point made tonight in this report in Foreign Policy that that the White House counsel was aware that Michael Flynn committed crimes, lying to the FBI, violating the Logan Act, and that he communicated that to the president before the president tried to get James Comey and the FBI to stop investigating Michael Flynn.
Yeah, this could be very significant information. You know, as we've been discussing previously, one of the hardest parts to prove in the obstruction of justice charge is the corrupt intent, to know what was in a person's mind at the time they made the statement, at the time Trump asked Comey to let Flynn go. And if he knew that Flynn had violated the law by lying to the FBI and potentially by violating the Logan Act by negotiating with foreign governments, then that certainly bolsters the argument that there is evidence of a corrupt intent there to support a claim for obstruction of justice.
And David, on a day where we have that kind of reporting, you have Mark Warner, vice chair of the Intelligence Committee, wanting his last word in the United States Senate this year to simply be, do not fire Robert Mueller. He has to be very worried that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen during the holidays.
What we have seen over the past few weeks, whatever's in the president's mind, and who knows, does he even know, but whatever's happening in the president's mind, what we can see is a coordinated effort from conservative media, from the White House, from the House Republicans, to shape the battle space. Not in the Senate. The Senate is Donald Trump's worst place to fight. But in public opinion and the House of Representatives, you can't act decisively against a president with 55% or 58% of public opinion. If you move against a president on legal grounds, it's got to be with an overwhelming majority. So the president just needs to hold his minority. And the whole project of throwing dirt on Robert Mueller, throwing dirt on his investigation, attacking the FBI, attacking the Department of Justice, is to shape that battle space. That's what Senator Warner sees. He's right to see it. He's right to be alarmed, because the harm, the pollution from that besmirching doesn't stop just with this holiday. It continues to affect all of the institutions of the United States.
And let's listen to what Chris Christie said yesterday about Jared Kushner being a obviously legitimate target of investigation, because this is the kind of thing that has to worry Donald Trump and possibly push him toward firing the special prosecutor. Let's listen to this.
I'm telling you that he deserves the scrutiny. You know why? Because he was involved in the transition and involved in meetings that call into question his role.
And Barbara McQuade, there's a long, bitter history between Jared Kushner and Chris Christie, but there he is. He's a Republican, former federal prosecutor like you, saying, of course, this is a legitimate target of investigation.
Well, just based on what we know, aside from the history that Chris Christie has with Jared Kushner, if you look at the facts, we've got Jared Kushner present at that meeting at Trump Tower with the Russians to potentially obtain disparaging information about Hillary Clinton. We have him requesting a back channel of communications with the Russians. All of those things, I think, make him a person of great interest for Robert Mueller. No doubt they're looking at him. Maybe he's done nothing wrong, but no doubt he is somebody who is at least a subject of this investigation.
Let's listen to what House Democrat Jackie Spears said about this feeling, this rumor that's out there about the special prosecutor being fired. Obviously, this is part of what pushed Mark Warner to go to the Senate floor and make that statement today. Let's listen to this.
So it was a rumor that I had heard last week, and I was very troubled by it because it all sort of fit into pieces like a jigsaw puzzle. It sort of made sense to me in that we would probably be out of session. It would be the kind of thing that was very similar to what happened when then President Nixon had the Saturday Night Massacre.
David Frum, you can certainly understand why the Democrats are concerned.
You can certainly understand it. You can see the effect of this on Republican opinion. Just over the past 4 months, Bob Mueller's negatives have been driven up, have nearly doubled among Republicans in the country. But does the president want to remove Mueller and have that fight, or does he want to turn Bob Mueller into a demon figure to Republicans so as to consolidate their support for him? It's that latter possibility that may be more lucrative for him.
And Barbara McQuaid, as you see the Mueller investigation proceeding, and with this new report tonight indicating that they have had notes from the White House counsel for months now, describing what was going on in the White House, what was happening at an advisory level, what they were researching in terms of the criminal liabilities of Michael Flynn, we continue to discover that the special prosecutor knows and has access to a lot more than we're aware he has access to.
Yeah, I think that's something that we forget a lot. You know, we know so much, which is really extraordinary. There's been tremendous reporting so that the public does know a lot. But it is just likely just a fraction of what Robert Mueller knows in terms of the interviews he's conducted, any grand jury testimony he's obtained, documents, emails, other things he's looked at. And the other thing, he has access to FISA, you know, foreign intelligence surveillance that was collected from conversations that the public may never see. So he knows a lot more than we do. And so we'll have to watch it unfold in the coming months.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.